WeatherScope.
A late winter punch has snowed across so much of Middle America and the Southeast. Something else a problem besides the snow, that's floodwater. It's lapping at the steps. It's pretty wild. Hello, I'm Paul Emick, and welcome to this edition of WeatherScope.
And I'm Kim Perez. We'll have details on the blizzard conditions, but we'll begin with the dangerous storms and flooding rains in the Southeast. Trenching rains have left parts of Atlanta underwater tonight. This roller coaster at a local amusement park is surrounded by water. 3 1/4 inches of rain this weekend in Atlanta pushed many creeks and rivers over their banks. Flooding is also a problem in Pensacola, Florida area. Heavy rains have put streets underwater and turned parking lots into wading pools. Now, for safety's sake, it is always advisable to keep your children away from the standing water. Well, we do have some severe weather still out there tonight. The heavy rains in Georgia tapering off, which is fantastic news. But now the heavy rain moving through northern Florida and some severe weather also. Our front, it's on the move. It'll be probably tomorrow morning. The front will be through and the winds are already picking up. Gusting to 30 out there in Atlanta right now. On the backside of this low, we're going to see the winds picking up out of the northwest once the front does move through. But what's happening here? Well, we have our front moving into an area that's still unstable. I mean, dew points earlier in the 50s and 60s, even up around 70. We had a little bit of heating in the afternoon. We have dry air coming in from the west with our, looking at our water vapor loop, you can see the darker color here. That's indicating drier air working in. And if you are looking for tornadic development, you need that dry air coming in. So we do still think that threat for tornadoes is out there tonight for parts of central Florida, maybe later on tonight into central Florida. The severe threat in the Carolinas winding down this evening now, as well as the strong storms for the Ohio Valley. We had a couple of reports of severe weather around Indianapolis, 3/4 inch hail, and a few reports here in Kentucky and Tennessee. Here's what's left of our tornado watch, and there are some indications there may be another watch added to this one a little bit farther to the south, and we'll let you know as soon as we get that information. But here's the line of storms that caused some big problems here in northern Florida, not just heavy rainfall, but we also had reports of trees and power lines being blown down. As a matter of fact, we had a spotter report a 67-mile-an-hour wind gust in Sarasota, well, actually east of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport tonight. So we have severe thunderstorm warnings for Sarasota County. We have a tornado warning in effect for Pasco County for about another 5 minutes or so. Radar indicated, and that is north of Tampa. But Tampa reporting frequent lightning, thunder at this time. Once this line moves east of you, we may see some improving conditions here. Daytona Beach getting ready to get hit with some thunderstorms too, but no warnings with this line, part of the line anyway, so that is some good news here. Here it is, the front just off to the west. Until this front clears, we're not out of the clear yet, so kind of keep an eye on the sky, keep us tuned in here at the Weather Channel. But it's been heavy rain for much of southern Georgia, not just severe weather. It is drying out though, but boy, did we get some heavy rainfall. 8 inches, this is since 7 o'clock this morning, and it had been raining since last night, so this is just a Doppler estimate. Tremendous amounts of rainfall out there tonight. Big flooding problems, not just the severe weather to worry about. That's it for this part of the storm. Northwest of the front, on the back side of it, we're getting blizzard conditions. Here's Paul to talk about it.
Well, from the rain and the snow and lots of the severe weather, on to talk about the snow and the blizzard conditions causing travel trouble spots. The storm has closed roads in parts of Iowa, Kansas, and Nebraska. Snowplows out in force today in Omaha, but blowing snow made driving conditions quite treacherous. A 250-mile stretch of Interstate 80 across Nebraska was closed for a second day. A foot of snow has fallen, and many cars and trucks either were getting stuck or literally being blown off the road. Similar story in Kansas this Sunday. This is Topeka, where the traffic is being channeled off Highway 75 and the U.S. highway there after it was closed between Topeka and the Nebraska border. Highway wasn't expected to reopen until Monday. Blowing and drifting snow has cut visibility until zero, or down towards zero. Pretty wild night of all the wilder weather happening. I want to mention, too, as we talk about the happening with the snow, a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect just issued for Hillsborough and Polk County, Florida. That's around Tampa. That means a mess. Now, this is all related. That storminess in Florida, the things we're seeing now with the severe thunderstorm warning in Polk and Hillsborough County. There are two sides to every coin, and there are two sides to this storm, literally. On the warm side, we're tapping on that moist, rich, unstable air, very buoyant, likes to rise up when it gets a bit of a nudge from the ground. Cold front will pass you low like that. It'll pass your feet before your head, scoops up the moisture, makes for the storminess. As the moisture is being pulled into low pressure drags it in. It also pulled on cold air. Cold air gets pulled in usually from this direction. Canada's colder. Yeah, we bring down some colder air from a colder source region. Snowfall, that's where we get when we wrap it on the backside of that. And you can see that. There's the moisture, there's the storms, and there's the cold air being deposited. What else falling down? Well, snow still. May not be able to see snow actually falling in Omaha, but if you're looking out in front of your headlights, you're thinking it's still snowing because the snow is still blowing, still there. Topeka, we do have snow, and even in parts of Missouri, including around St. Louis, kind of a mix of rain and snow, even some sleet at times. Around the Spirit of St. Louis Airport, we do have snow. Des Moines, snow. If you're around Cedar Rapids at times, still some flakes fly. A little bit of light snow, too, into portions of Wisconsin. A little rain around Chicagoland tonight, but looks like we're seeing some snow not that far away, including snow around Rockford right now. Very light snow expected for Chicago. As we move on to the forecast, let's talk about changes.